Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about a process through which we can create a component using Angular CLI command. When we discussed about the components, at that time I informed you that there are two methods through which we can create Angular component. And one method we have already covered in last session where we discussed how we can create a Angular component using manual approach. Right? So this session is in the continuation of the same where we will talk how to create the component in using CLI command. So this is the second approach for creating the components. Trust me, this is the easiest way to create a component, but again it is highly recommended to learn firstly the manual approach. Why? Because once you know the manual approach, all the files, all the code, then you can easily use these commands to run and create a component for your requirement. Clear? But again I am saying that learning the manual approach is must. Okay, you should learn from manual and then you can because command will not take that much of time. It will just a simple command and it will create a component for you and you can customize it as well, right? So in this session, we are going to discuss about the second approach where we will learn how to create the component using Angular CLI command. But again, before we proceed further, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to create component using Angular CLI command. Okay, so let's proceed further. Now what I'll do, I'll create one component in this parent component app. We all know that when we create the project, by default it create one component, that is app component. So in the same folder, we will create our component. How? Using command. So here we don't need to create any folder or any file. You just need to run one command and it will create everything for you. Let me show you how. So for that, just simply go to your terminal. Just click here new terminal, or you can use this shortcut command, which is Control Shift and backtick for my case. In your case, it might be different. So just select this option. Now here we have to set the exact location where we want to create this. So this is not the exact location. I want to create it into this folder, my project folder. So I'll simply copy it from here. Then you need to write here CD for changing directory, quotes, and then you can simply press enter. After that, you will see that Angular codes / Angular source code / my first project is set. So this is the exact location where I want to create my components. Now, to create the component, we have different ways in CLI also. Okay, so now we will discuss how to create those components. So first, let's understand the requirement. The requirement is that we want to create a component that can be used for login operation. Okay, so for that, what you can do, you can simply run one command here, and the command breakdown is like this. Firstly, you need to write here ng. So just simply write ng, which is denoting Angular, then space, then you need to write ng generate. Okay, so this is the second thing that you need to mention here, generate. So you just need to write here generate, and then after space you need to write the component and then the name of the component. So I want to create it for login operation, so I can simply write here login. Okay, so you can see ng space generate space component space login. So these three words would be same for all components. Like whenever you are going to create component, doesn't matter it's login, about, footer, header, anyone, but these things would be same, ng generate component, and then the name of the component would be different as per the requirement. Then simply press enter. It will take few seconds and create a component for you. So now you can see it is completed. This command is completed and it creates 4 files. First is component.html, then component.spec.ts, then component.ts, and then component.css. So these are the all 4 files that we need to create a component. Now you can see there is one folder with the name login. This is a component. You can expand it. Once you expand it, you will find that all 4 files has been added. like component.css, component.html, component.spec.ts. so basically for this file, we all know that this is only for the test purpose, right? So what it do, like it created similar to the app component. If you look at the spec.ts of app component, this is somewhere related to that, but we are not going to use this for now. Maybe in future we will use it, but for now just keep it as it is. In fact, like when we created the component manually, at that time we make this file but blank, right? But here it is coming automatically, so it's fine. Okay, fine. Now what we will do next, after this we will simply see the next file, which is login.component.ts, and you can see everything is mentioned automatically here. Selector, class name, decorator, everything is mentioned, so there is no need to write a single line. Just after executing this command, you can find all the required thing, you can directly use it. So let's say if I want to customize this thing, so I can simply put heading here. So let me put heading would be component created using full command. Why full command? Because I'll let you know there is a shortened command as well. So for now, let's keep it as like this. Okay, now in login.component.ts we will use this selector. So just simply copy it, then go to component.html. Here this is the old thing, so here you can write in this way. Okay, app login. Perfect. Now can we use it directly here? No, before using it here, you are supposed to attach it in the main app.component.ts file. So we need to register it here. So just simply go here and write login component. Perfect. Now we are ready with this thing. So what you need to do, you need to run this application. So just write ng serve, enter. So what it will do, it will run this application for you, and now you can go to this location. So in my browser you can see we are getting the same output, component created using full command. Okay, and login work is also coming because we are referring this HTML file into main app.html file. Okay, fine. So I think now we are good with this concept, like how to create the component using command. Now what I'll do, I'll create I'll show you different CLI command to create the component, but we will not see these process like again and again to connect it, because we all know like how to connect it, right? So for now I'll just show you all versions of command. So we saw the full command. Now it's time for learning the shorthand command. So in shorthand command, you just need to write the command in short way, like ng space, ng is for Angular, then g is for generate, then space c is for component, and then you can put the component name. So for example, I want to create a about component, so I can write here about and then simply press enter. So what it will do, it will create a component with name about, and you can see here similar kind of component has been created, but here we are using just a shorthand command, ngc about, and it created all the required thing, right? CSS is there, HTML is there. If you want, you can put heading here. So let me copy it from here, and here we will just change it to shorthand command. So let's go to about, and here we will put like this, and here we will mention it as shorthand command. Perfect. Now you can save it, and if you attach it with your main, it will work as expected. Okay, so we have we discussed two methods. One is like in using CLI command also, there are multiple versions of command. So first version where we use the full command, second version where we are using the shorthand command. Now we will talk about the third version. We all know that we are not going to use this spec.ts for now, right? Spec.ts file. So there is a way through which we can skip this file. So what you can do for that, you just need to write here ngc and then component name, let's say header, and then space, and then you can skip this part. So to skip this thing, what you need to do, you need to write skip skip test. Okay, my first project ngc header skip test, and then you can press enter. So once you press enter, you will see that this time it created only 3 files: component.html, component.ts, and component.css. So let's see how it looks. So header component, we can see CSS is blank, HTML is like this, and maybe we can put like here also. Component created using command that skip test file. Okay, so in this component you can see test file is not added. So whenever there is a requirement where you don't want to include the test file, then in that case you can utilize this command nggc header and -- skip test. You can also write it in a longer way, ng generate component header skip text, but always go for a short. Obviously, like, we want to save time, right? But for learning, remember all the command completely, but for utilization you can use the short form. Okay, perfect. So we discussed 3 ways. Now fourth one is, sometime we know, like when we discuss about the manual process, that time also we discussed a way through which we can write the inline and internal CSS, inline CSS and HTML. So how to do this here? So let's say if you want to create a component where you want to define everything inline, so in that case you just simply write nggc, then component name, let's say banner, and this is my component name, and then a space nggc banner, and after that you can do like this -inline inline template, then space inline style. Perfect. Now you can hit enter. So what it will do, it will, something is wrong here, let me check, maybe any spelling mistake is there. Yeah, inline spelling is wrong, so need to correct this. Perfect, now it is created. So here you can see only 2 files is created, and we didn't skip it. It automatically created 2 files only, because we are not going to use the external CSS and HTML file. We mentioned it, right? Inline template and inline style. So it created only 2 files, spec.tss, which is for testing purpose. And if you don't know, if you don't need this file also, you can write this -f skip test at the end. So it will skip this. But for now it is created, it's fine. Then we have component.ts file, where main logic part is there. So let me show you how it looks. So banner component is this. This is the test file, and this is the banner.component.ts. Okay, here you can see everything is written over here. So in case of template, you can write the HTML, and here I will write command for inline template and style. Okay, and if you want to write any CSS, let me show you how we can write CSS. We will not run this application, but I'll show you just quickly. So here I can put let's say I want to apply h1, so h1, and color would be red, I guess, or whatever color you want to select. Perfect. So this is ready. So this is the another way. Clear? Here, like, we are just writing everything in a simple inline process, inline CSS and inline HTML. And during the manual creation discussion, we also talked about the properties change, right? Here we are not getting the template URL, but if you look at other, you will find that here we were using the template URL and style URL. But in case of this banner, you will find that only template is mentioned, and instead of style URL, styles is mentioned. Okay, so I hope this process is also clear to you. Now we will discuss about the next approach, where we will create the component but in a specific folder. Yes, there might be some requirement in project where we are supposed to write everything, where we are supposed to create the project or component in a specific folder. Let me clear this first, otherwise you might get confused. Okay, so now what we will do, we will create the component but in a specific folder. So for that you can do ng space g space c space folder name. Let's say I want to create it with a comp folder, inside a comp folder. So what it will do, it will create this comp folder first, then we will put slash, and then you can write component name. So in case of component name, I want to create it with the footer name, footer. So I can write here footer, then press enter. So when you press enter, you will see that all 4 files has been added, but this file is added inside a compo. Oh, okay, it's now compo, fine. So when you expand it, you will see that compo folder, then there is a one more folder which is footer. Inside that footer we have all these 4 files in the same way. Okay, again, if you want to skip any particular thing, or if you want to go with an inline approach, that you can also add during using this command. Clear? So yeah, these are the all ways that we can use. I hope each and every command is clear to all of you, but if you have any doubt or any issue, you can simply write it in the comment section so that I can help you. Okay, but again, I would like to recommend you that if you want to learn about component, firstly learn about the manual approach. If you know the manual approach, then it is very easy for you to understand all these commands, because now we are just writing the command, it is creating automatically, but we should know about all these things, like what is component.ts, config, spec.ts, html, css, all these things. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.